Hi everyone, and welcome to the update for yesterday, which was May the 7th of this year, 2026. I had the day off, and it was my ninth no commitments day of this year. No commitments again means no family thing that I'm currently working with, no store, no school, no nothing. And again, ninth one of the year. That's why I'm behind on everything. And but that being said, the last couple, I completely squandered, like completely wasted, and I got pretty down on myself for just squandering all that time. And I am not going to waste that time again this time, and I didn't. So first, I did get my gym workout in, and I mean, let's be honest, a gym workout on a day that I didn't work is going to be a bit more intense than a day that I did. After 8 hours on your feet, so had a good workout. Went and got pizza, round table this time. And luckily from that, you can get a couple of days out of that because it is fairly spendy though. So anyway, did that. And yeah, but then the highlight of my day came right after that. So, and I tried to imitate it today, but not quite as good. Yesterday, you know, tried to get my hair as perfectly on point. Why? Well, as a grown up, you don't really get that day in September that the kids get where, you know, that it's the day that you sit in front of that school photographer, and how you look that morning is going to be how you look in a lot of people's eyes for the next year. Well, as adults, we don't get that. However, yesterday, I went to the DMV. Yes, that wonderful experience. It was my time once again, so into the DMV I go because I know that they're going to be taking a photograph that I'm going to be looking at for the next, in this case, 8 years. So, 7.5 years from now, probably look like a snowstorm up here. But how I look yesterday and today is going to be what we were going to see on that ID. Anyway, and it costs like $87 too. Which, by the way, those are the type of little expenses that you don't even think about. I'm doing all this budgeting and whatnot, and then you get this email or this, thing in the mail. Oh, by the way, surprise! Remember this? Now, yeah, I know the expiration date's right there on the card, and you see it all the time. It's just an expense that you don't think about. But anyway, that being said, on the plus side, however, man, they've made that a lot quicker. I think it's been, oh gosh, 5, 6, 7 years, something like that, since I've gone in there in person. Because my last renewal occurred during COVID, and you got away with not even going into the place, doing it all online. But now you had to go back in, and back in the old days, and my dad even has stories about this. But back in the old days, if it's DMV day, you're going in there and you're sitting for a little while, and I see getting a text message of some sort. I'm on my lunch break here, and I'm all right. Cool. I'm actually filming this on my lunch break the next day, and it's like, is this from the boss? But no, we're good. Anyway, so like I said, going back to the DMV, it used to take a long freaking time. You go in there, you take your number, and you just sit there and twiddle your thumbs. And this was before we had like unlimited data smartphones too, most of the time. Oh, and so boring as. Anyway, now, at least the way that our state does it, you set an appointment time, you go in there, got in there like 7 or 8 minutes early. Basically, got called right at my time, and the whole thing took 7 minutes. I mean, of course, I didn't have any complications on my thing, but yeah. So a day at the DMV that was not a complete disaster and train wreck and wasted my entire day. Walk in the door to out the door, total time elapsed 17 minutes. And now I don't have to worry about that for 8 more years. Good. Anyway, coming to you now from my bedroom. As I've been going through this cleaning process here, I've been kind of moving from one room to another, kind of showing you one more room as I'm addressing that. And this time, again, this room is still a work in progress. And in my video a couple of days ago, I had a big old bag of polo shirts. That bag is now in my garage. And this entire thing was filled with clothes and whatnot. Many of those are still up here, but like the polo, and a lot of them are actually right behind the camera or like right here. Because I'm still in the process of sorting, like I'm rearranging which drawers are going to be in which. There are a couple of different, again, I have a lot of different possibilities. A year and a half down the road, various changes I might need to make. And a couple of them involve the possibility that I might need to kind of condense and take up less space, basically. And because I, just kind of want to do that gradually, rather than request several days off of work and pull like 4 all-nighters to take 20 plus years worth of stuff and deal with it. So we're doing this gradual thing. Anyway, so spent a lot of time like, okay, should this stay up here or should this go down there? And I also did that with lots and lots of in a lot of drawers that I have here, such as in this cabinet, like chest of drawers, right? Well, that thing and this chest of drawers and whatnot. I've had this place so long that I have like DVDs, CDs, and VHS tapes in a bunch of those drawers. Well, I did. They're now in a bag in the garage. And some of this stuff, by the way, is like we're talking late 2000s, top of the millennium retro here. Like I think I pretty much own every Tae Bo, which is that kickboxing thing. I think I have every single one of those tapes known to exist. Long story short, when I was a kid, Dad would not let me have a gym membership. Well, I mean, I wouldn't have a way to get there anyway. So, but kind of compromised, and the first fitness that I did was actually the Billy Blank's Tae Bo series. And anyway, still have those cassette tapes, although I don't have a VHS player right now. But so don't need those up here or anything else. So all that went down into the garage. Now, once I'm getting things down to the garage, then that's where I'm deciding what stuff is going to go into a storage unit here, probably a few months down the line when I get one of those, and which stuff, is just going to stay here, like bagged up, and yeah. And then, of course, some of it, still doing the fill up my trash can every week, like completely full. And so, and so like this time, and this was last night, a couple more pieces of these random wood went away, and the last half of a stool that had kind of gotten rusted out of my porch, dismantled that and got rid of that. An old clock, like a big clock, that was battery, and the battery had gotten corroded, and it is, so. And a bunch of books that are the type of, like, I'm never going to look at that again. Anyway, so that was the day. Thanks for joining me all the way to the end. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Ciao for now.